je crois que je vais pas me lancer dans une
I'm not going to try and make a synthesis of the day because it was so rich that it would be too complicated. But I think that there was a real symbiosis in between the initiatives that were presented in details, but also the roundtables. And I think that we had some answers and some learnings from people in the field on real questions, on data, on training. And I think every time what struck me is that the common denominator is there are two parts to every project for it works. First and foremost, the human dimension and also the control of the technological part. So every time we collect data, we need to know the purpose of this data. So you had to support and help the people in the field, but also the patient need to understand that there's a real benefit, that they know the date for vaccination or immunization. It's going to help the health workers as well with a better history of the patient and deliver a better service. It's also going to also showcase their skills. And I think that at every steps, there should be an empowerment and a good feedback. I think we will improve the reliability and quality of data when people understand what's the use of this data and what's going to be the feedback as well, because they're not going to spend hours to fill in a questionnaire if nobody bothers saying thank you, of saying, oh, it was properly filled in, or you provided good quality. So they need to understand that it does serve a purpose. We need to help everybody understand that we all play a role. Everybody needs to be involved. Anybody needs to be a stakeholder. And I think it's very important. Also, what was discussed was the question of a general architecture. Everybody should play a part, and the government, of course, should be comprehensive, have a comprehensive vision on the system. And interoperability has been the key word. And so we should make it possible for interoperability to vent. It should also be a source of quality. We heard very much about DHCS2, and it's true that it's important to think about this new standard, but it's not everything. It's an aggregator. It really depends on the way you're going to use this new standard, and it also pertains to the way people are going to be trained. And of course, there may be solutions that are different and that are better adapted to the local context. So sometimes we need a lot of dialogue, but dialogue should not strive at a complete uniformization. I also listened very much to the word leadership. Not saying that someone is going to decide and the others obey. We can be leaders in our fields, but we need champions. We need people to kickstart the process, because we need to change, and changing is difficult. So we need to take people on board and demonstrate the benefits of change. We should build strategies that are also based on needs, address needs, are based on needs and not based on tools. And we should create a culture in which everybody has a place, everybody plays a role, and maybe sometimes we need to think in a strategic way, because we should train our physicians in health, but also in being a better activist, in being a better lobbyist. And eventually, we should be better in caring for people everywhere, wherever they are. I would like to thank you again so much. I'm closing this conference, and I would like to say that I would be looking forward to seeing you next year again. Thank you.